Welcome to my guitar system video series. In this first installment, I'm going to focus on how to create patterns that run the length of the fretboard. I have had many students in the past and recently ask me, how do I connect patterns? How do I make them run smoothly from one area of the fretboard to another? It's really not as difficult as it seems. So I'm going to try to give you some ideas to maybe see the fretboard a little bit differently, and maybe help you spawn your own patterns from these. So what I'm going to start with today is just a simple G major scale, 2-finger form off the 6th string, and it'll start with the 2nd finger, go to the 4th finger, 1, 2, 4 on the next string, which is the 5th string. This is all in 2nd position. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 on the 3rd string, 2, 4 on the 2nd string, and a 1, 2 on the 1st string. Now the patterns we're going to look at today, I'm going to really limit the patterns to a 1, 2, 4 fingering. So the first 1, 2, 4 fingering that I have is on the 5th string. That's my first 1, 2, 4. And if I look at my 6th string, I'm in G. So with a little bit of scale theory, you'll know that there's a half step between the 7th and the root of the scale. So we can go back 1/2 step from the root there. So we have a half step. So already now we have a pattern of 1, 2, 4 on the 6th string and a 1, 2, 4 on the 5th string. Now the next pattern that comes in line is a 1, 3, 4. Okay, we don't want that, we want a 1, 2, 4. So we can replace the 3, 4 with a 1, 2. Now we never have consecutive half steps in a major scale. So after the half step would have to come a whole step. So there's our 4 finger. And our next pattern in the G scale 2nd position would be a 1, 3, 4 on the 3rd string. Of course we have another 3, 4 pattern. We'll substitute that for a 1, 2, and then we have our 4. So these are in 4th position. These are in 2nd position. So we have those 4 patterns so far. The pattern that we have is going to be on the 2nd string. So if I continue here in this same 2nd position pattern, G major scale, I have a 2, 4, and if I go up a whole step here, I would have an F sharp. Okay, and that's what we want, the leading tone into G again. So we have a 1, 2, and of course a 4 would follow. And I have a B, C, D 1st string right underneath. Okay, that's all in 7th position. Those are those 2 patterns there, all 1, 2, 4 patterns. So if I go back to the very beginning, I would have the 1, 2, 4 2nd position, 1, 2, 4 4th position, and 1, 2, 4 7th position. Okay, now this is really nice because it's not a strict scale, right? You're skipping some notes, so it doesn't sound like just an exercise. You're actually having more fun with it. And then from that, of course, you can do other variations. So maybe one might be 1, 2, 1, and then 4, 2, 4 in the 6th string. Remember, you don't have to just play 1, 2, 4. You can mix these up. And then maybe back up 1, 2, 4. Same idea on the 4th string, 4th position. 1, 2, 1. String below that, 4, 2, 4, and come right back up again. Same thing on the 3rd string. Same thing on the 2nd string. And on the 1st. Okay, now deviate it slightly on the 2nd string in order to get the same sequence, because those notes happen to be in key right there. But everything else is all 1, 2, 4s. Okay, so that sequence might sound something like this. And at that point I just slid up to the 12th fret. I went up a whole step from the 10th fret to the 12th fret in order to end that line. I could do anything I wanted there, really. I can take these little half step patterns and come off of the 1, 2 pattern on the 4th string this way. And the same idea off the 5th string. I can play them faster by hammering. That type of idea. Here a 1, 2 in the 4th string. I have this note down here, the F sharp, and then I have the E underneath of it. Okay, a little bit of scale theory to know where your notes are, not much. And the same exact pattern on the third string. So I might have there's some neat ideas. You can slow them down a little bit. You get something like that. All right, there's a million ways you can play these. And then of course you have those same ideas up on the first and second string. Okay, so bounce these ideas around, try different variations. Hopefully this will give you some idea as to how to climb up the fretboard and have some type of a sequence pattern that makes sense. And of course this is only one scale we did. We could bridge these to other scales. This will be in the second installment in this series, and hopefully you can bookmark this page, come back, visit frequently, and check out some more videos in this series. So happy playing.